Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Forecast. I'm StormTracker8 Meteorologist Madison Olms, and today I am joined by Chief Meteorologist Matt DiNardo. Matt, how are you doing on this Monday?
Doing good, kind of cloudy out there, but I'm looking for some warmer temperatures, and I know we have it in the forecast.
Yes, I am very much looking forward to those temperatures, and we did have a system pass through this weekend that's still ongoing for quite a few folks up in the Northeast, but like you said, we have those warmer temperatures on the way, and even a little bit of rain is going to be headed our way later in the week.
Yeah, I think people are going to get tired of the rain now, right? Because we had last Sunday, yesterday, then followed by some snow. We have more rain coming. It's like mud season here in Central Virginia.
Yeah, it's going to get pretty dreary, but honestly, I'll take the rain over the snow, and it's going to help our drought conditions too. So I think that's just good all around, even though it is a few dreary days that we have had. And then touching on today in weather history, a few things have actually happened on this day. So 1980, there was an EF0 tornado that touched down in Hertford County, and then not too long ago, we had a record high temperature set of 83 degrees. That was in 2023, so a little different than what we're experiencing today.
For sure, right. But, I mean, it does show you that, wild things could happen, right, at both extremes there, right? We talk about how severe weather can happen at any time. But while we do have a warm-up coming, we probably are not going to hit 80s, but I think 60s are in the forecast, at least low 60s. And we'll talk more about that coming up.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be much more seasonable as we're getting closer and closer to spring. This is our satellite and radar over the past 6 hours. Pretty calm across most of the United States, but the big story was that nor'easter that was sweeping up along the coast yesterday and then really still impacting folks today.
Yeah, I mean, we picked up well over a half inch, some places over an inch of rain, and then we had that transition over to snow, and then as that storm really cranked up, it went up into the Northeast, still hitting those folks today across Jersey, New York City, Long Island, and you can see Boston and the Cape just getting hammered with heavy snow.
Yeah, and they had a lot of blizzard warnings out there too, especially for some of the folks along the bay. They were going to get winds over 35 miles per hour, even over 40 miles per hour in some locations. I have some friends from Penn State. They're up in Connecticut that are forecasting this system, and he was like, the jacket's coming off. It's serious when that happens.
Yeah, it's big-time stuff. It's interesting. I was looking at a stat. I think either Lee Goldberg or Ginger Z put this out. For New York City, they seem to get a blizzard on the 6s every 10 years. So 1996 was a huge blizzard for New York City. 2006, then 16, and now 26. So maybe there's something going on there about the 6s.
Yeah, you have to wonder sometimes if, are we the ones making the weather patterns? Or we need to, and that's why we pay attention to trends like that too, because if that is something that keeps going on, maybe, when this time comes around again, they can kind of know, okay, this is coming up, and we can really forecast for this and know how to prepare for it as well. But all in all, they just were receiving a ton of snow. Those winds were really strong. That system really started to deepen and intensify. And it's just pulling all that moisture in as it was continuing to move up.
Yeah, just think about it, right? I mean, sitting over the ocean, it's just circling that moisture around, lifting it up into the clouds, depositing it as snow. The air obviously cold enough. I mean, it's an incredible system, when you see these things develop. It's fun to watch from afar.
Yeah, and we were really on that kind of southwestern tail of it, so that's why we didn't see a ton of snow.
Correct.
Some of our folks, maybe closer to the peninsulas, northern neck, they were the ones that were really anticipating to see much more of that snowfall.
Yeah, in a lot of the peninsula and northern neck picked up between about 2 to 4 inches of snow across Metro Richmond. There was like a dusting, and then it melted, and then another dusting, and it melted. I mean, so it was low end, and we thought it was going to be real close. And plus, as we talked about, the ground was going to be warm, so we needed that snow to fall real heavy, real fast to cool it. It did for some, but just not for everybody.
Yeah, and they were really big snowflakes as well. It was just really wet snow on top of all the moisture that we received earlier in the day. It just wasn't super conducive for accumulation.
Which is fine. I think a lot of people, were just like, I'm done with winter. Can we please make this the last one?
Right, no doubt. But still, for those folks up in the Northeast, not only are they getting snow, but some pretty crazy power outages up there as well.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, that's color-coded at the legend there, but there are portions of eastern New Jersey. You're looking at between 25 to 50,000 people without power. But look at the Cape, over 100,000 people, and then south and east of Boston to the Cape, the Falmouth area, as much as 75,000 without power. I mean, that's only going to increase, unfortunately, as the snow continues and as those winds continue as well. And think about that, right? So now you get no power, summer and you're 30 degrees and you have the snow, I mean, it's really going to be tough for some folks for a while.
Yeah, and they've even had travel bans up in the Northeast because of how intense this system was.
Yep.
So it's just kind of all the right ingredients, not making for a great situation, unfortunately.
No, not at all. But, this too will move on, and spring at some point is around the corner.
I'm hoping soon. So far this winter, though, pretty decent snowfall for the season, about 11 inches of snow. Normally we only see just over 7, so between all of the snow systems that we've had, it's added up quite a bit.
Yeah, so normal winter to date, as you see there, you mentioned there, 7. On top left corner is the average yearly, which is 8.8. So we're above average, which is great. Just to kind of go over a couple things that we mentioned on that left-hand side there, you see 0 for us yesterday, but we talked about like the peninsula, northern neck. Caroline County, anywhere reports of about 1 inch to 2 inches. Chesterfield County had about a dusting along Beach Road. You get out to Gloucester, Ware Neck and Fort Nonsense, about 2 inches. You go over to portions of Northumberland County having 3 inches. Lancaster County, some areas about 3.5 inches. So those are the areas that were hit really hard. Taylorsville, New Kent, about 1 inch. So there was some decent snow. Wasn't anything major, though. Yeah.
Right, and that's why we have those ranges in our snowfall forecasts
Correct.
as well, because maybe if you were a little bit more north and east, you would be on the higher ends of
Correct.
those ranges, but that's also where those transitional pieces are of the lower end of the ranges that we put out in our snowfall forecast. So we received something, it just didn't really stick all that well.
which is really, again, I think it's fine. I think people, but that one area that's the Delmarva, some places saw well over 1 foot of snow. So incredible stuff there.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy just seeing where that system truly intensified and really played a key factor, how some people are going to see it and then
Some are not.
some just aren't. So far this month, still a little bit ahead of schedule, about 2 inches of snow. Usually we're right around 1.8, so kind of pretty average for the month of February, I should say. But
And February's almost over. The end of this week. I can't believe we're at the end of the month already.
I know. It's always a quick month, but it is a short one, too. But for winter, I'd say we've had a pretty solid winter, and we can get moving on.
Yeah, I mean, more than the past couple, that's for sure.
Yeah. And we're still going to be staying a little chilly, even today and into tomorrow. But I know those warmer temperatures are on the way. We're just kind of seeing a little bit of a dip in that trough there, pulling in some cooler air.
Yeah, that cool air is with us, as you mentioned, today, tomorrow. But then that milder air you see back to the west will slowly begin to push our way. And again, not that we're talking any heat waves, but I mean, upper 50s, normal high should be mid 50s now, getting to the low 60s this weekend. That's not bad, really.
No, I'm not going to complain, and I know the sunshine's going to be out towards the end of the week, so it's not just going to be warm, it's not going to be gloomy, but we'll see a nice scenario with the warmer temperatures and the sun like everybody enjoys.
And you think back to just last Friday, 3 days ago, right? I mean, when that sun came out in the afternoon, we jumped all the way up to 66. It felt awesome out there, and that's what we're looking at as we get into maybe Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah.
For sure. And then going on out west, I know there's going to be an atmospheric river pulling in, especially off the coast of California from the Pacific, and they're just going to get quite a bit of rain once this moves in for them.
Yeah, this is a really big deal, right? So, it's sometimes called the Pineapple Connection because you can see Hawaii there on the center left of your screen, bottom left, I should say. And that just grabs all that moisture out of the Pacific, rides it up into either Southern California at times, or this time it's into Central and Northern California. This could create, once again, tremendous rainfall, mountain snows as we go up into the Sierra. The concern, of course, is, a lot of areas could get mudslides and landslides and things like that.
Yeah, so with that system, that's starting to form out in the west, but as most systems, they tend to start to make their way east a little bit. This is taking a look at Wednesday, so jumping ahead not only from today to Tuesday, but we're going to have another cold front pass through out east. But if we want to pay attention to out west, that's where a lot of things are going to start to ramp up and play a key factor for us as we get later into our week. So by Thursday morning, that's when we start to see maybe a few showers make their way into central Virginia because of that low pressure system that was just sweeping across the United States, really, and driving all of that energy and bringing it to us here. And then throughout the day on Thursday, that's when we're really expected to see some more rain.
Yeah, I think Thursday could be another soaker, unfortunately, but we get that out of here maybe late Thursday, early Friday, and set ourselves up for as we just talked about, a nicer Friday and weekend.
Yeah, this is even taking a look Thursday at 10 p.m. And hopefully it'll be mostly cleared out of the way. And I know the timing of our system sometimes tweaks within our weather models as we're leading up to an event. But yeah, Thursday's just looking to be really dreary. Friday, though, going to be much better, I'd imagine. And we're seeing tons of clearing on our map here, and this is by Friday afternoon, so it's going to feel better,
Fine by me.
look better. We're just still dealing with those few chilly days as we're starting off this next work week.
Yeah, things will get a much better look. Even tomorrow, I mean, low 40s to maybe mid 40s tomorrow, right? 43, kind of in between there. With that sunshine, it'll be better. Yeah, so that's good. And Wednesday, you and I were talking a little bit off the air. If that system Wednesday morning comes through fast enough, early enough, we might get some good late day breaks of sun, climb into the upper 50s. That'll feel pretty decent, really.
Yeah, I think there is a chance to see maybe a stray shower on Wednesday, but it's not going to be anything, especially compared to Thursday or even what we were experiencing most of last week, really heading into this weekend. But a few sprinkles here and there. But I think we have a chance to see more breaking before another system ramps up to finish off on Thursday. Maybe even lingering into Friday morning at best.
But then all eyes are looking at that Saturday, Sunday. And it's like, yeah, please bring that. That's what we need.
I know. I am looking forward to it. I want to start doing walks outside. I know there's a lot of parks to explore around Richmond, and I'm just ready to do stuff outside again.
Because you started in October, and we wrapped up, kind of went into November, and then the first week of December, we were starting with snow, and it's been pretty wacky ever since.
Yeah, I mean, very exciting. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like I want to do more exploring, and I know it's best to do it when it's not downpouring or you're in snow or slipping on ice.
Exactly right. Yeah,
I'm ready for spring. Spring's always one of my favorite seasons. It's that good in between. You're not too hot just yet, but it feels way better than what you were feeling during the winter.
The only thing that's bad about spring here in Virginia is the pollen season. It can be wild, and everybody who's watching and listening understands exactly what I'm saying. Your cars turn green. It's just it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, I know what I'll be doing in the spring then, clearing off my car all the time. And hopefully my allergies won't ramp up too badly.
People who have a little bit of allergies all of a sudden feel like it's the worst thing ever here. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's wild. Yeah.
Well,
just so glad to wake you up to that now.
I'll have to keep that in mind. But thankfully we're not there just yet.
Not yet.
I'll enjoy this while I can, breathing through my nose and all of that.
But
that's all we got for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Forecast. As always, we will keep you guys updated. Have a good one.